A ruler waited through the close, airless quiet of a palace, where even conversation seemed regulated by habit. Beyond the doors, Rome continued its daily performance of permanence. Fountains spilling into marble basins, torches wavering along colonnades, and a city trained to believe that the state would endure regardless of who occupied its highest rooms. Inside, a small circle moved with the careful speed of people who had practiced discretion for years. In Rome, the most intimate corridor could prove more perilous than any frontier river, because proximity to power invited calculations that no Satterfield required. What followed his last hours was not public grief, but an official correction. Statues were removed, names were recut or scraped from stone. Senators spoke of liberty as though it had been restored by a single, decisive act. Yet, along distant rivers, soldiers who had been paid reliably and led with attention were said to have mourned, and administrators who had come to rely on order quietly noted what had been lost. He came to be remembered less for what he built than for what Rome later decided to say about him, because the voices that shaped the record belonged largely to the class he had humiliated, constrained, and frightened by later standards. His reign could read like a manual of surveillance and coercive politics. By the standards of his own age, it could also resemble an emperor attempting to impose coherence on an empire too vast to be governed by charm alone. 15 years proved long enough for caution to harden into suspicion, and long enough for enemies to form not in camps and councils, but in the private rooms of the Palatine. Rome would come to call him the Emperor from the shadows. His name was Domitian. The world.
Welcome to the Epic History Tales channel. Subscribe to the channel if you want to watch similar videos.